Hello and welcome everyone to the Cerebral 7 Week 3. My name is Tristan Vanek and I'll be your co-host this evening along with the mastermind behind it all, Joey Krafchick. Joey, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited for another week of football and an even better week of picks.
We just watched a pretty dominant Thursday night football game from the 49ers in Santa Clara. Tell me about that game. How good are the 49ers?
49ers are really good, and they look even better when they're playing the worst team in the NFL, the New York Giants. And they tripled their yardage, so me having the Niners with the 10 points felt good. Felt really good. So I'm glad that one got home. The under held, and I want to scoop a lot more games just other than that one, but it's a good start to the week.
Well, Joey, congrats on going 2-0 to start the week with Thursday Night Football. Heading into the Sunday slate, we'll transition over to the Cerebral 7. Coming off a little bit of a mixed bag for Week 2, how did you rebound from that and prepare heading into Week 3?
Yeah, I do the same process every week. I'm going to watch every snap. I'm going to do anything I can to process every piece of information I can, getting the necessary data to succeed in the next few weeks. I'm staying focused, maybe even working a little harder after a losing week, so I'm excited to capitalize on what I learned.
All right, well, let's get into Miami-Denver. We have a cerebral index rating of 95 for the over here, over 48. Tell us a little bit about what the cerebral index is and what a 95 means.
So every week I do a process and I come up with a score projection for every game, and then I see how that differs from the betting market, and then I take the biggest differences between my score projections and the betting market, and the best bets are in order based on the biggest differential. So a 98 would be the max, and then 95 is good enough to get in the Cerebral 7.
You're picking Miami, giving 6. Tell us about why you are so confident on these two picks for Miami and the over.
Yeah, so the Broncos' defense has just completely fallen off a cliff. When you see a defense reeling the way the Broncos have the first 2 weeks, you want to just bet against them and bet the over. Make no assumptions that they're going to return to last year's form until you have very, very good evidence of it. Broncos are in shambles. Dolphins are going to rip them up. But also the Broncos, they'll score some as well. The Dolphins' defense isn't that great. The Broncos have been showing some competence with Sean Payton taking over and fixing their offense up. So both teams are going to score, but Dolphins will win handily by more than a touchdown. So take the Dolphins here and the over.
Moving on to the second game that we're going to highlight here in the Cerebral 7. You have the Falcons winning outright. I know that you noted in today's newsletter the Lions' injuries and David Montgomery being out. You don't think Jahmyr Gibbs can kind of fill in and show that spark that people have been expecting of him?
Yeah, I think Gibbs will fill in and he'll be productive, but the Falcons have the best run game in the league. So when they're facing teams like the Lions, who have very soft D-lines, they're not going to be able to stop them. The narrative that Desmond Ridder is not that good and he's going on the road, that's all true, but the Falcons can plan around that. They don't have to use Ridder to be chucking the ball a lot. The Falcons have the edge with the coach. Arthur Smith is going to outcoach Dan Campbell. And the Falcons' defense, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing. So with 2 offensive linemen out for the Lions, I think there's an opportunity for them to really slow the Lions' offense down for a little bit. So I like the Falcons. That's a great bet.
I like it. And that one had a cerebral index rating of 96. Another set of cerebral index 96 ratings comes in the New England New York Jets game, under 37, and New England minus 2.5. Are we underestimating how bad Zach Wilson is and that the Patriots might have some defensive scores here?
These are just 2 low-octane offenses and 2 high-octane defenses. You don't even have to think about anything else. And when it comes to the Patriots winning, you don't even have to analyze much more than the Patriots have beaten the Jets 14 straight times. If you were to bet against that, you're not just betting against the streak, you're betting on Zach Wilson. So just for those reasons alone, I have the Patriots. But the Jets' pass defense is not playing like it was last year. They've been kind of bad so far. So with the Patriots' passing game looking a lot better, actually, I think they're going to move the ball a little bit. And Zach Wilson is just guaranteed to turn it over at least twice. So the Patriots should win. if the Jets win this game, take my money.
So for that game, what do you predict final score Patriots-Jets?
So yeah, my final score projection is Patriots 19, Jets 13.
I like it. And you've been right on the money week one, perfect score projection, and a couple close ones in week two. So let's see if we can get another perfect score in week three. So for our last game that we're going to highlight for the Cerebral 7, we've got two picks for the Rams at Cincinnati. You're hitting the over 44, and Rams getting 3. So why are you so confident against Joe Cool?
As great as Burrow's been in his career, right now, he's not the same quarterback because of that calf injury he's trying to play through. Their offensive line, per usual, is not very good. So their run game isn't there. Their pass game isn't the same. Their defensive line has been really good most of the last few years, but they're just not getting it done the first few weeks. And this is actually kind of the Bengals' MO, is their defense kind of sucks early on, and then by playoff time, they actually get it together and play pretty well. But nonetheless, the Rams are coming to town, and the Rams are just totally rejuvenated, totally shocking right now. I thought they'd be garbage. They're far from garbage. This is why you have to watch the games. So you'll read on PFF or something that they were giving up a lot of pressures, and their offensive linemen weren't getting good grades. But most of the snaps, he was just quickly flushing out to one side, and he was having all day to throw. So the Rams only actually gave up 1 sack against San Francisco. So if the Rams are only giving up 1 sack against San Francisco, and they only punted it twice in the whole game, that means their offense is going to be good against everyone.
So the Rams and Bengals over 44 here, I assume has to do with the Rams aerial attack. Cooper Kupp's out, but we have 2 new young receivers. Is that kind of going into the decision making here?
Absolutely. Receivers are important. We didn't think that the Rams had any depth at receiver, but that's the beauty of this league, is that every year there's going to be teams that find gold in the draft, late in the draft, and the Rams struck gold with Puka Nacua. He set a record, 10 receptions and 100 yards in his first 2 games, in each of the first 2 games. That's a record that's never happened before. So, not a fluke. Stafford has plenty of weapons, even without Cooper Kupp, which is terrifying because in a few weeks when he's back, wow, their offense is going to be hard to stop.
Let's move into the stay away. So we have a Cerebral stay away this week. Vikings at Chargers, definitely going to be an interesting game. But why is there uncertainty around it such that you're laying off this one?
We have the Chargers and the Vikings, who have both been one of the worst defenses in the league. Their personnel should be better, but they're just not getting it done. And both passing offenses are really well-tuned, well-refined machines. So these are mirrors of each other. Both teams are 0-2. Both teams can move the ball. Both teams can't stop their opponents. And the Vikings are at home. The Chargers have the better roster, I think. So when you factor in that they're on the road, kind of cancels it out a little bit. So I think the Vikings will win by 1 on my score projections. And that's what the spread is at. So it's just going to be close. Someone pretty good is going to be 0-3 after this game. So this is a desperation game for these teams, for sure.
Well, for all your subscribers, there you have it. These are the Cerebral 7 and 1 stay away for week 3. Thank you so much, Joey, for letting me co-host, and we hope you all make a ton of money this week.
Thanks for coming on, Tristan. I'm looking forward to Sunday and making me and everybody a lot of money this weekend.